everyone, Stacy here with Karma Rocks, and I know it's been such a long time since I've made a video, so I do apologize for that. I've had a lot going on, as I'm sure we all have, with this whole situation, we'll just call it, going on. But I have been wanting to make this specific video for quite a while, so I'm making time to do that today. I'm making time for you guys because it's so important. So also, before we get started, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this video and checking it out and watching it. I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up as well. And if you want to watch some returning videos, please make sure to click that bell so you can get future notifications. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the very first thing that I would want to recommend as the number one thing to do when it comes to manifestation and wanting to take charge of your manifestations is to learn how to raise your vibration. So I'm sure a lot of you guys hear stuff like, oh, high vibe, low vibe, like you've heard this word thrown around quite a bit. But it's important to know that what that is referring to is your energetic vibrational status. So where you are energetically. And I can actually make a whole nother video on just that if you want me to, on just vibrations and where they measure. So the first thing you want to do before you start manifesting things that you want into your life is to learn how to raise your vibration. So you've got to be in alignment with those things that you want in order to get them. And the way we do that is raising our vibration. So I've got a few examples I'm going to give you guys here today of stuff that works for me and you guys can try out for yourself. So the first thing I'm going to say is meditation. So the way I like to describe meditation is it's unlike prayer where you're sort of asking for things. Meditation is a space where you can receive things and learn things. So in your state of meditation, however that is for you, if that's just sitting outside and drinking tea on your back porch, or if that's going into a special room where you sit with, you know, your plants and your crystals and you have headphones in, whatever that is for you, but getting into a meditative state. Next would be songs or music that are uplifting. So I don't mean these songs that, you know, get you going, get you pumped up for a workout. I mean, you know, they're kind of aggressive or things like that. I mean something that calms your mind and makes you feel good or makes you feel happy. So that's another way you can do it. Also, I want to mention gratitude. So this is really important, and we're going to get to this a little bit later in this video, but being in a state of gratitude is also another way to really raise your vibrations. Of course, I have to mention crystals because I do work with them quite a bit, and because of their high vibratory state, their interaction with us also helps us to raise our vibrations. So that's another good way to raise your vibrations, is working with crystals. Frequency music. So there's actually specific music out there that is designed binaural beats or frequency sounds like 432 hertz, 528 hertz, the solfeggio sounds. There's a bunch of stuff out there that's also very effective in interacting with your energetic fields and raising your vibration. And last but certainly not least is nature. So getting outside in nature, whether it's, you know, going for a walk in the forest or a park or going to the beach, but connecting with nature is another really great way that's super easy, doesn't cost any money, to raise your vibration. Okay, so step number 2 for manifestation is one of my favorite things ever, and that's visualization. So I talk about this a lot with friends and people I know and people in the spiritual community, but this is so important. And those of you that are really awesome at manifesting, you do this all the time, whether you know it or not. And what I mean by visualizing is this. So whenever you think about something that you really are wanting or desiring, and you think about yourself having it, whether it be, you know, that new house that you want to get into, or that vacation that you've been procrastinating to plan, or whatever it is, a visualization would be to imagine yourself already in a place where you have those things that you're looking for. And then what that does is it actually allows you to feel those feelings that you would feel if you had that. And what that does is that puts you in a really heightened state of happiness and bliss. So when you think about getting that new car and you visualize yourself, you know, I mean, physically visualize yourself driving, you visualize how, you know, the steering wheel feels, how the cushions feel, how, you know, the new car smell. You're kind of incorporating all of your senses, all 5 senses, into this visualization. And when you are able to do that, you sort of are in that plane of abundance. And when you get to that plane of abundance, you're in a state of receiving. And so not only are you getting your vibrations up, but you're in that place where you can receive. Okay, so step number 3, and this is one that a lot of people do wrong, so I have to really make this one clear. But step number 3 is when you decide to start down your manifestation path, I highly recommend that you get a specific journal just for manifestation. So a lot of times people keep a journal to write down anything, whatever, how bad their day was, or what they dreamt last night. So this is not what I want you to do with a manifestation journal. With your manifestation journal, you are literally only going to be putting your positive affirmations in there, or the things that you are trying to manifest. Now, there's a very specific way to do this. So when it comes to recording in your journal what you want to manifest, what you want to actually do is write this down. I totally recommend always writing it down versus typing on a laptop. There's just something different about the energy of writing. But writing down what you want to manifest, and also 2 things. You're going to give gratitude, and you're going to put it in the past tense. So for example, if you've been trying to get a new car, you know, your car's been broken, the AC is always out, it's always stalling, and you just really want to get this new car, right? Like, this is what you're trying to manifest. So you're going to write in your journal with gratitude, thank you, universe, God, whatever you look up to spiritually, your higher self, but you're going to put it in gratitude format. And you're going to say, thank you, universe, we'll just say, for getting me this new car that's in great condition. I love driving it, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you want to put about this car, or whatever you're trying to manifest, but make sure that you put it in past tense. So it's as if you already have this car. You already have exactly what you're trying to create. So that's super important that you do that. We don't want to write I wish, or I want, or I need, because that's creating a space in our mind that we are in lack of something. And whenever we are in lack of something, or continue that thought process of I am missing this, I do not have this, we continue to attract the fact that we don't have it. So we want to attract this idea that we do have it. So please make sure you don't forget to write it in past tense. All right, so step number 4 in manifestation, and this is a super big important one, so I had to make this one a step all on its own, and that is gratitude. Gratitude is so important in this whole process. So many times when we're thinking about things we want, right? We need that new car. We need we need some clothes so we can go apply for this new job. We need whatever it is. We're using the word need. So we're sort of not paying attention to a lot of the things around us that we already have. So you want to make sure you do not do that. Always stay in a place where you're appreciative of where you're at now. So whatever that position is, like, there's always something you can be grateful for. You might think you're in the worst place ever, and I promise you there is someone out there in a way worse position than you. So you find those things around you in your current situation that you're grateful for. So one of the things I recommend, I've got 2 ideas that you can try. One of the things I recommend that's really worked for me is doing this when I first wake up in the morning and naming off at least 3 things that I'm grateful for. So, you know, when you first wake up, you're not always in the most functioning mindset, at least myself. But there's always at least 3 things you can think of that you're grateful for, right? You woke up out of a bed. Some people don't have that. You woke up in your own house. Some people don't have that. There's always something that you can be grateful for. The other thing I encourage you to try at some point is to, and you don't have to do this every day because this could be a really long list. It should be a really long list. But making a list of all of the things that you're grateful for that you can possibly think of. And keep in mind that, let's say, for example, anything you don't put on that list is taken away from you, okay? You forget your car, guess what? Your car is gone. You forget your child, your child's gone. So put everything, and maybe do this once a month just to really remind yourself that you have so many things to be grateful for. All right, we've reached the last step, step number 5, certainly not last but least step. This is a very important step as well. So when you're doing all of these things, right? So this is, for some people, this may be difficult. For some people, this may really take you out of your comfort zone. And I say some, I should probably say a lot. So for a lot of people, we're not naturally programmed to think this way. This is a whole new way of thinking, right? To pretend you have something that you don't, and to be grateful constantly, and to always, you know, do these things daily to raise your vibrations, and being aware. It's really about retraining yourself to completely see things through a different perspective. So throughout this process, it's so important to make sure that you don't forget this step, and this is to have no doubt. So when you're doing this, when you make your manifestation, when you write it down in your journal, this can't be a situation where you go back in your mind and constantly play over and over again how, oh, it might not work, oh, I might not get that, oh, I'm not sure if this is actually gonna, you know, be real. So you have to just forget that, put it completely out of your mind. So let me give you an example. So let's say you have a job interview, okay? And it's for a job that you really want, okay? And now, whether or not you feel confident that you're gonna get the job, okay, we can agree on one thing, right? You know that you've got that interview. Like, that's totally gonna happen. You're not gonna show up and they're gonna say, actually, well, we just canceled your interview. I mean, I suppose it's a possibility, but nobody goes into that situation thinking that. They may be thinking, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this job, but they probably, I would say 98% of people are not thinking, oh, I don't know if this interview is really gonna go through. So this is exactly how you have to think about this. You have to think about it like, well, it's just gonna happen. I know I'm gonna get that interview, you know? And it's almost like you're trying to take something that in the past you've considered a possibility, and now you're changing it to a guarantee. Okay, so think about all those things in the past that have been guarantees for you, and how you felt in that situation, and how you just knew that that was going to be a for sure thing. So this is how we have to look at manifestation. Once we decide on what we're going to manifest, once we put it out there, then we can't doubt it. We have to stay sure. We have to know it's guaranteed. We have to believe. Some people call that faith. You can call it whatever you want, but you have to know that it's yours. You have to know it's going to happen and put it out of your mind. And the only time you want to continue to revisit that manifestation is to think about how happy you will be when you have it. So change your thought process there. Instead of unsure, am I going to have it? When that thought tries to arise, then think about how you would feel when it does happen. Okay? So those are all of the 5 steps for manifestation that I recommend. I hope you guys like this video. I try to keep them super simple and to the point. I love making these videos. I'm gonna try to do better at doing them a little more often. This has been a topic that I've wanted to cover for quite a while, and I get asked about this a lot. So if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and also the bell notification so that you can receive future videos. So I will talk to you guys later. Have an awesome day.